Hello, welcome to the MCTC Anime Club review. I'm Crimson Lord.
I'm Selena.
Down to PVZ Emperor.
I am Samantha.
And today we'll be reviewing the anime live-action movie Rurouni Kenshin Part 3, The Legend Ends. So, initial thoughts on the movie, considering it's the last part in the trilogy, I gotta say it's not all that bad. I honestly was very impressed with the movie and how it was choreographed to match the story of the anime.
Yeah, it was a lot more chill than the other one. I was expecting a lot more fighting, but it was pretty on the low.
The action scenes, honestly, really good. Really moved. A lot of the effect on the fire blade was really good, honestly, and the fights with his master, like how they were like making a connection to like making a story in there. Like I love that part.
All around, it was a pretty solid movie. They had good fighting scenes, good choreography, good sound, good outfits. I liked the actors, so yeah, good.
Anyway, the characters. We'll start with Kenshin. Honestly, I think Kenshin really is probably one of my favorite characters in the movie. Although, I guess where they landed him after the last movie, I guess this kind of seems appropriate. Like most samurai heroes, they face a critical loss and then they find themselves washed up at their old master's doorstep to relearn what they used to know and then hopefully discover something new about themselves. So at least they keep that tradition of samurai movies alive.
For me, in Kenshin was more. It made us show how much he was all down on the ground and he had to find his way to come back up. Because in the second one that we saw, he was like on top and then he went low. And now here's we're seeing how he was all the way low and now how he got on to the top.
0 to 100 real quick.
Kenshin is definitely like real strong because he kept getting his ass kicked and then just kind of was like, whatever, I'm just gonna do it anyway. And so yeah.
Who should be next? I guess our main female protagonist, Kaoru. Honestly, I don't think there was much of her scene. I'll be honest, I wasn't here for the first part of the movie, but as for Kaoru, she's still part of the movie, but she's usually at a distance between her and Kenshin. He's one place, she's in another, but like all the others, they eventually find their way back to each other.
And same, I wasn't here for the start, like when it's just started, but I was here when she was injured and they found her again and she was in the hospital.
Yeah, I mean, compared to the second movie, it didn't look like Haru did much fighting in this one like she did the other.
No, because she was more weak at this time. And then between Kenshin and her, they were separated, so they were trying to look for him until they found him, and then she didn't go with him. There was this other character that we're gonna talk about later that followed him into it. So yeah, he didn't do much.
That scene where I can't remember his name. I don't know anything. So this is so sad. But they have the real big story. When he went to the hospital to go see her, he was just sitting there for a long ass time. He was just like, oh my God, where'd she go? I lost my child in the park. Someone help me.
Yeah, Sanosuke. He's, well, what can I say? He's usually that big, loud character that's always sticking by the main character's side, even in the big fights. I mean, he can get all battered and bruised, but he still gets up fighting.
For for me, a sentence for him is, why are you still alive? Or how are you still alive? Because first he was fighting this monk. He gets the shit beat out of him. I literally thought he was gonna give up from that fight. Later on, he goes to fight the freaking main villain. He gets the shit beat out of him. I'm still asking, why did he not slay him before that? And the funny part is, he gets beaten down. He's spitting out blood in the floor. Kenshin is still fighting this guy, beats him. He's still standing. He's on the floor. Cuts to the next scene. Now it's this guy. He's up, and then Kenshin's like, I can't walk anymore. Like, what the hell?
Honestly, he was getting covered in so much blood, he almost looked like a Oni for a second there.
A what?
Oni, a Japanese
Oh.
ogre.
His senior quote should be balls. That should be a senior quote.
Yeah, he does seem to take cheap shots if he had no other choice.
It was a great comedic relief.
Well, moving on. What about the little guy that was with the other two?
Yahiko.
Yahiko. What can we say about him? Because honestly, all I can say is mascot.
Sure, sidekick. He's literally a sidekick in this time. And same thing with Kawono. He didn't do much. He didn't do much here. He was more. The only parts of what I saw him was just like helping or doing something in the house, but I didn't see him doing any more action than he did in the first one.
Yeah, if I could be completely honest, if I were to compare him with a character from another anime series, he would probably be the Sheppo of Rurouni Kenshin. Little guy who has some skill, but isn't in that much of major fights throughout the series or movie.
Yeah. He's basically the Tails. Yeah.
Well, he has more fights in the manga, but
They didn't give him much in the movies.
no.
Which is sad because I would have wanted to see how was his fight style more? Or how did he learn fight style?
I don't remember names, so I honestly don't remember who that is. Who's that?
The little kid?
Well, I think that's
Little
about.
boy?
I think they're probably.
Yeah, little boy. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. In the one that we watched before, that was the second one, right? Okay. So yeah, he was badass. I was like, oh shit, I didn't expect you to do anything. I thought you were gonna be like, hey, let's get to safety. He was like, fuck that, we're going all in. I liked him. He was cool.
Well, I think we pretty much covered the main group. Which group should we cover next?
Well, there's Aoshi.
Right, Hayoshi. Honestly, that guy is as bloodthirsty as they come.
He's more stubborn. That's one thing I could say. He's way too stubborn. And, like, who the hell kicks their own, like, student? That kind of pissed me off, honestly.
Honestly, every time I saw this Aoshi guy in the movie, he kept reminding me of somebody else, like Shishomaru. Because the one goal in his mind for Aoshi is to prove he's the best, and to do that, he has to fight Kenshin.
Which I don't like.
I didn't expect him to actually be like, you know what, we're gonna switch sides. I honestly expected him to be like, fuck pity, we're just
Well,
gonna.
Actually, he didn't technically join their side. He's just made it his goal to kill Kenshin. He's just not going to let anybody else do it.
Oh.
So it was just enemy of my enemy is my friend sort of thing.
Right.
Yeah. It's kind of bitter. Okay.
And then, what about the little ninja girl that idolized him?
Misao.
Right. Unlike the others, it seemed like she was still tailing Kenshin for a while, trying to track him down while he was training.
Yeah. A part of what I could say, I think, well, in my head, I thought they were going to be in like she was having something for him. That's what I was thinking of. Didn't end up like that.
Every time I thought her hair was short, and then you see the braid in the back of her head, and I was like, oh, okay. But other than that, she was hella cool. I didn't like the part where she got the shit kicked out of her. That was fucked. I was like, well.
What you mean when she tried butting into Aoshi and Kenshin's
Yeah,
fight?
I was like, and I didn't expect her to be like, no, I'm gonna let you live, even though you killed my grandfather and you
Well-
kind of kicked me, but whatever.
Well, it didn't seem like he killed him. Just left him badly injured.
Still, I would have been like, fuck this guy. You're not my idol. You're a piece of shit.
Kill him. That would have been me. I was just like, yeah, you killed him. Like, you were trying to kill my grandfather. He already died right there, so.
What next? How about the those in the police group, the Meiji government, that actually had a say in this movie?
Let me just say one thing. They're exactly our politics. Covering up what their bullshit is, basically. Just covering up what they've done. Just saying, like, yeah, we killed this person, but it was this person that did it. It wasn't us.
Conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
Well, the error they tried to create may not have been a clean path to make it, but at least there's peace. But now they're coming out of the woodworks just trying to keep it peaceful. So, I guess they're just trying to play both sides until it's peaceful, at least to them. But let's face it, when it comes to government in a samurai movie, they're all a bunch of jerks.
Yeah.
When they saluted at the end, though, I was like,
Well,
and the one thing I'll say about that though is like when they saluted, did anyone else notice oh boy's face who was all bloodied up and was carrying Kenshin into safety on the ship? Did anyone notice how confused he looked? He was like,
who are they saluting?
I was sitting there like, what's he doing?
What about the one of their force that was smoking? What's his name again?
Oh him.
Oh, that was Saito. Hajime.
I gotta say,
I loved him.
he may be actually the one person who works for the Meiji that I can actually say I like. I mean, sure, he may work for the government, but he's still like a badass swordsman.
Yes. Funny fact for him, honestly, it's just every time he's in a position that he's like badly and just like,
And yet he's still
that's good, alright, let's keep on going. He always has a cigar, or not a cigar, but it's like a cigarette. He always has that cigarette right there ready for, I think that like represents him more.
You
Which is
know,
funny.
I get the feeling he does that whenever he knows he's going into a battle he may end up getting killed. You know how some people like having a last cigarette before they're dead?
Yeah, when he was fighting the main villain, when boy did the whole fire sword, I really thought he was gonna keep the cigarette in his mouth. He's like, oh, you
But I
did it
guess
for
it burnt
me.
all the
But then he spit it out. He was like, oh man, that was from Italy. Look what you did to it.
It honestly did burn off, so he's like,
Speaking of which, I think it's now time we moved on to the villains group. Let's see. I kind of want to talk about...
Wait a minute.
What?
There's one other character.
Oh, right, and the
Master.
Mr. Ito?
No.
Oh, right, Kenshin's
Nico
master.
Seijiro.
Right, the guy who first found Kenshin when he was a kid.
Yep.
This would be the master who trains the hero again after he's fallen from grace in the previous movie. And I'll be honest, when I saw the clip of him where he was at the beginning in a field of bodies, I thought that a few years later he'd still be a badass swordsman, but nope, he's retired. But that doesn't mean he still can't kick ass when he needs to.
yeah, because there's a part where I think that's how he teaches his older students when in back of his times. He treated them like trash, basically. He was like, it was not like something that he wanted to, but it was a way to, like, for them to learn it. Which one moment he was like, if you don't learn it, then I'll kill you here. I was like, Jesus, that's a good master I ever heard.
Well, he gives a whole new meaning to the word strict.
I honestly thought Kenshin killed him for a minute, because that scene where you just see where he like realized what he was lacking, and then you just see his face and he runs in. I was like, did he just kill him? Or and then they showed him again. He was like, no, I'm fine. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it was great.
And
All right, now we can.
fun little fact, I don't know if you noticed it, but the guy that picked up Kenshin in the last movie, at the end of the last movie, that was the master.
Yeah, I kind of had a
I
feeling
figured
about that.
yeah.
I didn't even know who it was. I was like, that his father?
Nope.
Nope.
I am your father.
Well, how many of the villains group actually got a word in edgewise in this movie aside from Shishio? Because I want to save Shishio for last.
The only other person besides the monk who didn't have any, who really wasn't part of the story all that much, would be Seta Sojiro. The kid from the last movie that broke Kenshin's sword.
Yeah, Sojiro. I don't know. Like I said, the kid just freaking reminds me of Juzo from Tokyo Ghoul. He's a damn little murderer kind of kid, but he always wears a smile whenever he does it.
Yeah, that kind of reminds me of Nui Anime from Kill la Kill, where she's just like, ah! But then towards the end, she lost her shit, and he lost his shit. It was like, I was waiting for that to happen. I didn't think it was, but towards the end, he was like, pulling on his hair, like, oh, shit.
Honestly, I was expecting he was gonna die painfully. But at the same time, it was creepy how he was always smiling. Like he's like, hi, I'm gonna kill you right now, so let me just...
Wasn't his...
Still, it was an epic fight that he had with Kenshin during the end. Sort of.
But didn't the monk say was about his backstory? I didn't catch it because it went by so fast. Wasn't his family like rich, and then he wasn't satisfied? He wasn't
No, I
satisfied
think
with
he
it?
was
He was-
abused.
Oh, he was abused. Okay.
Yep.
I didn't.
And then
catch that.
in the manga, he was abused and he ended up killing.
His entire family.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Happily.
So that really can mess up a kid's childhood.
Yeah. Fun fact, Itachi, let's say that. That was Itachi, although he didn't smile killing them, honestly.
And then there's the chick that was always by Shishio's side. Saita?
No. Yumi.
Yumi.
Can I just say she's just a joke character?
No, she just seems like the person who would be at his side mainly because he rescued her from someplace, or let's just say their goals are the same. She wasn't exactly treated fairly in this new era. She was wronged by the government. And since Shishio was out to kill the government in the era that they tried to create, she was like, I'm on board.
Honestly, oh, go away.
I honestly thought she was gonna be that character that was just like, I'm only here for the power. Fuck this guy in the end. But at the end, it was like, no, I actually care about this dude. And it was like, you do? I didn't see that coming.
Seriously, what is it about the ones that are always so close to the killers that they ended up being a human shield or a pathway to their enemies trying to kill them?
Each and every
Somewhat.
anime that I've seen, honestly. The thing that I was expecting more, that's what you said, was to betray him.
Yeah.
Either that, or she was gonna be the one killing him, but never happened. I was like, damn.
I mean, seriously though, the murderer freaking stabs the person that's always been at their side through these times, just trying to get at their enemy. I mean, that freaking reminds me of something.
No, it's not.
Yep.
The worst part about it was at the end, he was like, oh, I'll you know, I did it for us. We'll see each other. And I was like,
It was
The
a
last
one-word
words he
scenario.
says is, see you in hell.
yeah. And then the girl was just like, I was so happy I could be of use to you. What the hell? Are you serious? He stabbed you in the back, literally. That kind of reminded me of Voldemort. No, what's her name? Bellatrix. Is that how you say it? Yeah, that's what it kind of reminded me of. She was like into him, and he was like, "Fuck you," but you're still my ally, so it's cool.
Right. Now for the main baddie, Shishio. Yeah, I've seen a lot of samurai villains, but he's the one that's closely resembled to an actual demon in real life time. Not like simple possession, but literally his looks, the way he goes about things, the way he fights. Yeah, he's a real life monster, alright.
That guy.
And that's saying something in a movie based on an anime that has no magical or spiritual ties whatsoever.
That guy, Jesus Christ, been stabbed to death, burned for how many until that fire turned off. Still got up and has bandaged. What was it? He has a certain amount of time to be
15 minutes. He has a 15-minute time limit
okay
until his internal temperature heats up to a dangerous level.
Oh, okay.
But the reason why it happened, how he died, was that he went past his limit, his body heat increased too much and it ignited his own fat.
That's making him spontaneously combust, and to the scientific mind, it's basically him getting himself burned alive by his own internal heat exploding, while those who are of a spiritual sense would think that he was finally being dragged down to hell.
What's the I can't remember his name, but what's the main villain in Inuyasha?
Narako?
Yeah, he kind of reminded me of him in the beginning where Kikyo was trying to bandage him up and he had like all the shit in his face. He kind of reminded me of that, and then it was just like, we're gonna be really shitty people, so let's make a deal with the devil and see what happens.
I thought it was kind of he overheated himself because he was around too much hot. He had to be cooled down.
Oh.
Well, he has to be cooled down because all of his,
Pores are melted shut.
when he was originally burned, all of his pores were destroyed. That's why he has the time limit.
Oh, alright then.
So, have we gotten to all the characters, or is there anyone missing? Alright.
Nope.
So, I gotta say, I loved all the fight scenes and everything in here. So, I'll say that for my good points of the movie. You guys?
It was really, I liked the fact that it was a really deep movie and it got into some serious stuff.
I like that how they made it samurai. Like the fight style how they did it was so good. The last part where he just goes and just goes like this, I was like, oh, he's gonna do it. The final cut. I was like, oh yes. So I love the fight scenes a lot.
I have to agree with everyone else. The fight scenes were all really cool. It sounds really lame, but I also just liked everybody's outfits. Everybody looked so cool all the time.
Yeah, the outfits honestly was good. Like
Yes.
it was so original. It felt like I was there. Honestly, it was shot there.
And any bad points?
Well, not much for me, but if I had to say one bad point, I would say they may have had some issues with trying to make it exactly like the manga, but I wish they would have tried making it a little more closer to the actual story to the manga and the anime series, but I'm pretty sure they had the reasons for not making it exactly the same.
Oh, yeah.
I can't think of anything that I didn't like about this movie right now, but maybe I will later, but who knows.
For me, honestly, just more. I wish they had more fighting scenes for the characters that were not in the fights. For example, the kid and the
Akiko and
Aiko
Kaoru and Misao.
Yeah, I wish I had more fight scenes with them because I feel like they were left out.
Honestly, overall, I thought it was really great. But if I'm gonna be nitpicky, there was some times when they were fighting where you could tell like they used special effects of some sort, and it looked weird for just a second. So it's kind of like, but besides that, it was great.
I actually did want to see. I can't remember his name. I can't remember his name. This is so sad. The guy with the giant sword.
Sanosuke.
Yes, I wanted to see him use the sword, and then he's like, oh, I have the sword. Guess what? And he's like, no, I'm gonna throw it in the lake, but I'm gonna carry it with me though. But I'm not gonna use it.
Yeah, did he carry it when he was like around that people?
Yeah, that's what it was. And I was like, are you gonna use it? He's gonna use it? And it was like, nah.
Well, he was gonna go on a ship, not exactly a lot of room for using that damn thing.
What was the point of bringing it? That's his bodybuilder. That's what it is. He's like, oh, I get so strong with this, guys.
I guess he thought he was gonna. Maybe he thought he was gonna fight a swarm of cops just to get to Kenshin in time. So anyway, should we move on to scoring, or is there anything else?
Nope. Scoring.
Alright, I'm gonna. Even though I wasn't here for the beginning, I kind of liked how the movie turned out in the end, so I'm gonna give it 5 out of 5.
5 out of 5.
5 out of 5.
Yeah, 5 out of 5.
Alright, perfect score of 20 out of 20. Well, this will be it for our reviews for a while. We'll be back in the spring semester, but until then, this is the MCTC Anime Club signing off.